everybody, so exciting news. Our van's for sale, so come on in and check it out. We'll give you a little tour and the rundown of everything that's inside our van. So, just so you guys know, this is not the end of van life for us. We're going to build out another van, so we are not ending van life by any means. We are not really going to make that many changes to the next van's layout. It's going to be pretty much exactly the same as this one because we love the functionality of this layout. So let's go run through all of it and you guys can come check it out. So our van is the Dodge Sprinter. It's a 2008. We have about 76,000 miles on it, so really low mileage for a Sprinter. These things last forever. And we bought it as a passenger van, so it actually had all of the seats in it when we bought it. We obviously took those out to do our build. But one of the things that the passenger comes with is a rooftop AC unit that only runs when you're actually running the van, just like any air conditioning works in a car. So that is why the ceiling right here is dropped and we have these two vent fans, because this is where the AC unit is mounted on the roof. So it's really nice in the summer to have this ventilation because I love taking naps in the back while Alex is driving, and without this I think I would have died of heat before, because there were times where we were driving through like 100-degree weather and it was crazy hot and I would have died in the back without that. So it's super awesome to actually have that. Again, it only runs when you're actually running the vehicle, but even in the summer when it was super hot, we just ran the van for like 5 minutes, cools down super fast in here. Then we also have a closet. So this is really important to us to have a place to hang clothing and our mirror. Down below is where we had our dog crate. Obviously, most people don't always crate their dogs, but for us that worked. For anybody else, it could just be storage space. It's a great functional area as well. Next, we have our bathroom. We've done so many tours and questions about this bathroom. So we have a shower pan, a Nautilus retracting self-cleaning door, and a urine diverting toilet. All the details of everything in our van are in the link below, so you can read all about our setup and how it all works. This is here because there is a window here, so this just blocks the water from hitting the window, and it works pretty well. So also about this drop ceiling right here, I'm 5'6", so Alex is 5'10". We can both still stand here comfortably, not hit the ceiling or anything like that. The other part of the van obviously has the full length tall ceiling. Then we have our kitchen area right here. So this little door hides our propane Coleman camp stove. I'm not going to pull it all the way out. We've showed it in other videos. That does come with the van. And we just set it up right here. You hook up the propane, super easy. We did that because we didn't want a built-in. We didn't want to lose the counter space. And I'm so glad that we did that because you're not always cooking. You're not always using the stove. So why would you build it in? I just don't think it really makes sense. Below that, we have our Dometic fridge. So the CRX 65, it's an amazing fridge. You can actually fit quite a bit in here, so it's pretty handy. Next up, we have our farmhouse sink. It was so important to me to have a big sink, not a little tiny RV sink that you can barely like fit a dish into. And we have a new faucet from our original van tour because we hooked up a water filtration system that has pH balanced water, so you can drink alkaline water right out of the tap. It's amazing. It's like my favorite feature of the van. And this little spout that goes down is for the water that it's filtering. It's actually like the bad water that you don't want to drink, so like the really acidic, drain off from the machine. So that's that. And below the sink, we have a little wastebasket. Again, that is where our water filtration machine and our 10-gallon freshwater tank are hooked up. So next up, we have our little silverware compartment, and we have eye hooks here because we tried magnets. We tried all sorts of different ways to lock the drawers while we were driving and couldn't find anything for the drawers, so we ended up just doing an eye hook because it's easy and it's really effective. So obviously when you're driving, then this can't really pull out and bash into things. So this is our little silverware drawer. We obviously don't have silverware anymore because we cleared everything out of the van. The really nice thing about our drawers is that they do pull all the way out, so Over here, same thing, we have our little eye hooks. And this was our clothing dresser. So you can store a lot of stuff in here. It's pretty cool. Then right here below this is just storage. So there's 2 shelves in here. We put pots and pans, all that good stuff down there. Fits a lot of stuff. And on the bottom, we actually have these just roller latches, and they work really well to keep everything closed up. Then up top, we have our upper cabinets with pneumatic hinges. These are amazing because they open themselves and they stay open. You don't have to worry about like holding up the upper cabinet, which I've seen some van lifers do. And they keep themselves closed. So even with stuff in the cupboards, nothing's ever gonna come flying out on you. This was our little dish area, and then our little pantry area. And this backing is actually what used to be the headliner, because we did buy the passenger van, which is really nice because it makes it look super clean and just fresh. It's always a good thing in a van. More upper cabinets over here, our dresser, our little knife rack, paper towel holder, you know, the essentials in life. And then we have our fantastic vent up above. We have, I don't know which model it is, but it does have temperature control. You can set it to, you know, if you want it colder, it'll kick itself on. It does blow air in and suck air out, and there's like 3 different settings, so it's pretty awesome. It's not the one that automatically opens itself. You do have to use the little crank, but it works really well.
So sleeping was really important for us, as it is for everybody, I'm sure. But we wanted to have a nice big bed because I knew that if Sarah had trouble sleeping at night, van life was going to be over real fast. So we actually sleep lengthwise in the van, not side to side. And we have basically a king-size bed, which we made with a 4-inch memory foam mattress topper. And so it has 2 densities of foam, a stiffer foam and then a softer foam on the top. And we use that and cut that for all of the cushions in the van. And we use butcher block for our main table, just like with the countertops. And it's on a pneumatic pedestal leg that drops it down. And then we can turn that into our bed by putting all the cushions together. There's another piece of the butcher block, which we actually store in the closet, that comes and sits right here where I'm standing. We cut that so that when you're standing in the van like this, we actually have all this extra room to step in and sit down at the table. Because if we hadn't of, just think you would only be able to walk this far and it'd be a lot harder to get into the van. Underneath the passenger side of the van, we have our whole electrical system. We have 3 155 amp hour batteries. We also have a 2,000 watt inverter that runs all of the 110 in the van, and we have 2 outlets right here that both are connected to that, as well as our water filtration system is connected to that inverter right now as well. And we also have our DC panel for everything that's running off of the 12 volt system, like the vent fan, like our pumps for both of our water tanks. Sarah mentioned the one water tank we have underneath the sink, which is a 10-gallon tank, which feeds just that sink. We also have a 20-gallon water tank over here on the other side of the van underneath the driver's side, and that feeds directly to the shower. And it's also connected to a 1.2 gallon on-demand hot water heater, which is great because who doesn't like taking a hot shower? We found that we really didn't use it all that much, especially in the summertime. It's really hot and it's great to take a cold shower and cool yourself down before you go to bed in the evening. The upper cabinets are made with plywood, 1/2-inch plywood bottoms, 3-inch quarter plywood faces, and then everything is face framed with poplar. We didn't use any pine in this van. Everything that you see, all of the ceiling is made with cedar, and all of the face frames and all of the trim work is all done with poplar. So my father-in-law is very bougie when it comes to his lumber materials, so we made sure that we were only using the best for TAM. We even framed in our windows, as you can see here, and we built these custom Reflectix window panels which fit right in these spots so that we have privacy, and it also helps keep out some of the heat and some of the cold as well. One of the fun features of our van is this little 12 volt panel that we have installed right here. The 2 switches on the outside actually work both of the pumps. This works the pump for our shower, kicks that on. This one works the pump for the sink, turn that on, and voila, we have water coming out of our sink. The 2 inside switches actually work the 12 volt LED rope lights that we have underneath the valance on either side of the van, which is great for evening lighting. Our other lights are actually up here in the front. We have a switch. All of our puck lights that we have up on the ceiling are connected to dimmers so that we can actually brighten them and dim them, which is great. And one of the things I'm super proud of is that over the bed, right in the middle, there's one light switch that I rigged to the light right over the middle of the bed, so that when you're laying in bed at night, you don't actually have to get out of bed to turn the light off. So smart, right? We love this van. It has been incredible to travel around and have our adventures in this van. The only reason that we're getting rid of this and moving on to a different build is because we're thinking about having kids in a couple years, and so we're planning out our next van to be a little bit more kid friendly. And so if you are looking for an awesome van and you want to save yourself 3 months of learning experiences, I would highly recommend taking a look at this. We got it priced to sell. If you're interested in making an offer, please reach out. We have more details on our website, and you can find our contact information there.